Welcome back to another episode of 5-Minute DD. Today we're covering the really up-and-coming ticker CONY, a very popular income ETF by YieldMax. This fund has been going insane lately, and the yield is 117%. Yes, you heard that correctly, 117%. We're going to go over this ETF, if it's worth it, the risks that are associated with it, as with all YieldMax ETF funds, and we're going to see how this one compares with first 3 months to other popular YieldMax funds like ticker TSLY. We'll see exactly how much has been paid out in dividends so far, because it is pretty remarkable. To start, take note that this is a really new ETF, only been around since August 15. So if you guys aren't familiar with the YieldMax ETFs, they have been putting out a ton of these ETFs over and over again, and some of them do really well in the beginning and some of them don't. CONY has been doing pretty phenomenally. We can see that the low is $18 and the high of $26, which we're right there. So it is really close to the high, which is riskier, of course. But this company, it's really interesting. People are talking about this one all over the place, how much money you can actually make from the dividend. It's pretty phenomenal. It does pay monthly, which is beautiful, but there's so little history that these are extremely high risk. This is not financial advice, but always do a lot of research, a lot of DD, past what I'm going to do to see if this is actually worth your time. Looking at the YieldMax ETF website, we can see that they actually have a large number of these ETFs pumping out over and over again with a high distribution rate, high dividend yield. TSLY still at 61%. Totally insane. Moving down, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Google, they have so many of these. Here's Coinbase, super high. Netflix is at 54% dividend yield. Moving all the way down, Square Cash is their newest one that has been paying out insanely high, again over 100% dividend yield. But we'll go back up and look at ticker CONY. Now, these are really important. Read through this. If you don't know how these option income strategy ETFs work, it's really complicated. I always recommend learning it fully before you start investing in these, because like it says here, you do not actually own any Coinbase stock. And I'll talk about Coinbase stock. We'll see what that is. But you actually end up purchasing option calls, but again, not actually owning it. So there's a large number of risks that go with that as well. Mainly because if the price goes up with Coinbase, you don't own Coinbase stock. So your funds are capped. And it says right here, your funds are capped if coin shares increase in value. Because the way that you make money with these is you are getting those dividend yields. So you're not going to be making a ton of money on the dividend yields and CONY price appreciation. You're getting paid through the dividends, but you're also taking a lot of risk with that. On top of that, you also have taxes, because these are going to be not taxed in a nice way. You're going to lose a lot of money to taxes. So take note of that if you're already on the edge and not thinking about buying these. I do have this one in the 1K dividend account challenge to see if it's going to perform well over 2024. I have two of the YieldMax ETFs. I have ticker TSLY in there as well. So go check those out if you're interested. I need more assistance in choosing what stocks are going to go in there. For those that are new to the channel, I put $1,000 split between 10 different high yielding dividend stocks into an account, and I basically tracked the progress over 2024. 2023 we had some mishaps, but I will be doing a video talking about the results of that one. All but 3 of the stocks were negative. 2023 was not a great year for dividend stocks, and especially some of these high yielding ones that we saw tank. But talking about this stock in particular, over the last 3 months, they've been distributing just 3 times, $1.20, $1.07, and $2 and almost 50 cents. So it has been paying out extremely well recently, and I'm interested in seeing if it continues to do that. We will come back to this, but I do want to look at Coinbase stock because it is important to note. So if we look at the 1-year track record of Coinbase, it is up 336%. So again, if you had owned, let's say a year ago you purchased CONY, if it was around, I know that it wasn't, but if you had owned it then, you would not reap any of the benefits of this price action. It would be rough. You would watch the price go up like crazy and your money would stay the same. You'd still get those nice dividends, but again, you would not be making money off the price appreciation. So when it comes to overall this side of investing, you have to be really careful. It's super risky, and looking at the 5-year chart, it's ugly for Coinbase. They've been all over the place. The markets have been rough, but this was a $340 stock. It went all the way down to under $50 to under $40. Absolutely insane. And so again, if it does this one more time, let's say it halves and goes to 75, CONY will go down by half. If it jumps up and doubles right after that, CONY will not double. You need to take note of those risks because it is really important to your overall investing journey. They have had some good news recently. Crypto's been on the rise again. It's kind of cyclical and has been coming back up. I think Coinbase in the long run is a great platform. I think it will do well. It's the most simplest platform for investing in crypto that I've ever used, and I do like it. But again, there are so many risks. 52-week low is $31. Absolutely insane. So that being said, we'll take a look at ticker TSLY. This is another YieldMax ETF that we talked about already a little bit, writing those covered calls on Tesla. So from the highs, it's down 35%. And again, TSLY, you would lose that amount. You would not be making, you could be making that in dividends with a 60% yield, but still, it would be very tough either way. So just take note, the beginning of these stocks of these ETFs is pretty all over the place. They don't have a good track record. They've not been around long enough, especially, I mean, TSLY is the oldest one. It's been around for a year and a month. So take note of that. Be careful when you're thinking about investing in these. Let me know if you guys are interested, honestly. And before we add together these dividend yields and see what the actual forward yield is, if you guys could like and subscribe if you're interested, that would help me out a bunch. I'm not so much interested in subscriber count as I am just growing community of people that want to talk about these kind of stocks, these kind of investments. It's difficult finding other people that are interested in this kind of content. So if you guys are interested at all, let me know what YieldMax ETF is your favorite. Let me know what dividend stock is your favorite, and maybe it'll be included in the 1K dividend account challenge for 2024. I'm more than happy to add some other stocks. CONY is actually one that was recommended on my TikTok. But again, guys, no sweat if you don't want to, if you're only interested in this content. Sometimes, either way, anything helps me out. I always appreciate any sort of criticism. Moving forward, let's calculate this. We're going to exit full screen mode. We'll pull up our calculator here. And so what I'm going to do is, if you guys don't know how dividend yield works, I'm going to add together these three payments, and then I'm going to multiply it by 4 to account for the entire year, because it only paid out 3 months or 12 months in a year. Multiply 3 by 4, you have 12. I just messed that up completely. I did the wrong thing. Okay. We're going to bring this back 4.75. We're going to multiply this by 4. And you get 19. So it actually is a little bit under 19, I believe, but $19 total so far, which is not 117% yield. It's more like a 98% dividend yield so far, because the price, we can actually double check that, see how good my math is. Oh, it's almost 26. 25.97. So it is a little bit lower. So a 73% yield. I'm not sure where they're getting their actual information from, but so far that's what the yield is. And that is, again, before tax. It's still an insane yield of 73%. 73%. Pretty phenomenal, but I'm going to watch this one really closely. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Is this a stock that you would consider buying? Do you want to watch, or I should say ETF, do you want to watch it for longer like I do? There's not a lot of information out on this one yet. I could cover a little bit more. They do have a lot of information on their YouTube and their Twitter, so go check that out if you guys are interested, but I'm not going to continue to babble. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.